Hello everyone, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Michaela Tamagi and I am a student recruitment advisor from the University of Calgary. So today I'm here to share a bit about what the University of Calgary has to offer you. We're going to be covering a number of topics. So we're going to be looking at where the University of Calgary is located. We're going to be talking about our campus life. We're going to be talking about our admission requirements, our programs, our scholarship program, and a variety of other things as well. So we totally understand here that you need to make a decision that is best for you as far as post-secondary is concerned, and there are a variety of factors that you need to consider. So that is why we go into a number of different topics. Just know that if at any point throughout the presentation you have any questions, most likely I'm going to get to covering your question, but you're also able to reach out to me after the presentation as well by email, and I will be providing you with those contact details. So just stay tuned till the end. All right, so as I mentioned, my name is Michaela. I am the student recruitment advisor for students in Asia. So what that means is that I am the first point of contact between your school and the University of Calgary. If you have any questions at all about the process or about a specific program, then I would be the person that you would reach out to. The first step in getting connected to me is definitely to scan the QR code that you see on the left-hand side of the screen. So you can basically just open your phone's camera app and you can go as if to take a picture. This is going to take you to a recruitment form. From there, please select my name in the drop-down menu, so Michaela Tamagi. And in doing this, it's going to allow me to send you important updates about the application, but it's also going to allow me to watch your application if you choose to apply. So essentially, if there was ever an instance where you had forgotten to upload a document or we still needed something from you in order to evaluate you, this would be a really easy way for me to pull your name out of all the other applications and to get in touch with you directly. All right, so diving right in, where is the University of Calgary located? Well, we are located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So Canada is obviously the country that we're located in. For those who don't know much about us, we are the second largest country in the entire world, and we're actually one of the youngest countries as well. So we're only about 150 years old, actually just a bit over. But despite our young age, we really have been able to establish ourselves as a highly respected country with a really exceptional quality of life. I believe we're recognized globally mainly for the fact that we have such high standards for safety, we're incredibly stable, and we're also very, very friendly. So super accepting of all types of people. We really, really embrace a multicultural way of life here and really embrace diversity as well. There are some incredible advantages to choosing to study in Canada as a post-secondary student. So the one being that as a full-time student on a valid study permit, you can actually work for up to 20 hours on or off campus. So if you're at all worried about how to go about funding your education, this is a way that you can at least make some contributions towards that. And the other thing to mention is that graduates from post-secondary institutions in Canada are eligible to receive a work permit to stay in Canada for up to 3 years. So if you're looking to transition abroad, Canada might be a really excellent option for you because you would be eligible to stay for a few years after your post-secondary education is complete. All right, so Alberta is the province that the University of Calgary is located in. Alberta is one of 10 provinces in Canada. The one really great thing I like to highlight about this province is that we are actually the only province without a provincial sales tax. So you are looking at a lower cost of living here, and you would have lower costs for tuition as well. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, as we all know that post-secondary does cost money, and of course saving your pennies where you can is important. Alberta is also home to a number of things to do. So we do have 5 of Canada's 13 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and we're also home to 5 national parks. So if you're someone who enjoys the great outdoors, you honestly could not find a more perfect place to come. The Rocky Mountains are located only about an hour away from Calgary, so plenty of opportunities to ski, snowboard, snowshoe, hike, skate, you name it. You can find all of that here. I like to tell students that it's really one thing to see a picture of the Rocky Mountains and to appreciate how beautiful it is, but it's a completely different experience to stand on top of one of those mountains. It's a pretty priceless experience. All right, Calgary. So this wonderful city, it's actually been my home for almost my entire life. And so I can personally vouch that it is an absolutely incredible place to call home. We have actually been ranked the 5th most livable city in the entire world. And I really think that's because there's something here that appeals to everyone. So lots of employment opportunities, pretty decent weather considering we do get some cold stuff that comes in and a little bit of the white snow. We actually get 333 plus days of sun every year, and I know that's super appealing to me because even if it's cold out, you get these brilliant blue skies and it's super beautiful. The lifestyle is also really incredible and worth noting. So depending who you are, I know we all have varied interests, so whether you're into the art scene, into sports, whether you're into the outdoors or food, you name it, there's something here for everyone. Something that's really worth highlighting about our city is that we have North America's most extensive pathway system, and we're only located at about an hour away from the Rocky Mountains, so lots of opportunities to get out and enjoy nature, but if nature's not your thing, again, there's lots of other things to do as well. All right, this is an aerial shot of the University of Calgary campus. University of Calgary is located in the northwest quadrant of Calgary. So it's a very large and picturesque campus, as you can see, located on 526 acres of park-like land. It is home to 27,000 undergraduate students, so we do classify as a large university. However, due to the fact that we're located on such a large span of land, it doesn't ever feel overly crowded. University of Calgary is home to a number of exceptional facilities. So the one that I like to highlight for students is the Taylor Family Digital Library, also known as TFDL. This is actually North America's most technologically advanced library, and you do get complete access to this as a student. The other thing worth noting, if you draw your attention to the left-hand side of the slide, is the arrow to the transit station. So University of Calgary students get unlimited use of transit with their student U-Pass. That's all included in your student fees. Basically, the transit station is only about a 5-minute walk from the campus, and this is going to be basically the way you would get around the entire city. You can get connected to all of the major destinations throughout the city. It's really great to take advantage of that since you get the unlimited use. All right, so moving into the experience of being a student here at the University of Calgary, my favorite piece of advice to give to incoming students is that you obviously need to work super hard in your studies, but it's also equally important to remember to get connected and to remember to have some fun while you're with us, because ultimately the connections that you make and the experiences that you have are going to be what make your time at the university so memorable. So this is a university that really offers something for everyone. So whether or not you're interested in sports, if you're interested in music, leadership, volunteering, we have programs that can really cater to those interests, and you can really develop those interests outside of your academics. The one thing that I like to highlight is our clubs program. So we do have over 300 clubs available here at the University of Calgary. Everything from hiking to board games to cultural groups, you name it, there is a club here that would represent an interest that you potentially have. Every year we're going to host a clubs week at the beginning of the academic term, so the fall term. And essentially what this is, it's an opportunity for the clubs to set up a booth or display, and then you as a student would have the chance to walk around and to find a club that really suits your interests. So it's a really great way to meet like-minded peers and to just get involved and do something that gives you a break from your studies. Here at the University of Calgary, we do also really encourage an active lifestyle. Research actually shows that students who are more active actually perform better in their studies, as just basically being active enhances our ability to learn. So that's some great incentive for you to make use of the amenities that we have on campus. Some other great news is that students actually get free access to all of these amenities, so there's really no reason not to enjoy these. So we have everything from an aquatic center to a fitness center, We've got gymnastics, we've got skating, we have racquetball, we have an outdoor center. There really is something here for everyone to enjoy. You'll notice on the slide that these students are actually putting on their skates. They're getting ready to go for a skate around the Olympic Oval. The Olympic Oval was actually the facility that was built for the 1988 Olympics, and it is actually the fastest ice surface in all of North America. So if you already enjoy skating, or if you're even looking to learn how to skate, this is an incredible option that is available for you, and kind of a fun and different way to stay active. You're also going to find a number of activities that you're able to take part in here at the University of Calgary. So we have over 50 intramural teams, and we've got a number of fitness classes and sports clubs available too. So if you're someone who's interested in staying active, just know that we have all of these programs available for you, and these are really another great way to meet people here as well. All right, if you are maybe more so interested in playing at a competitive level for sports, we do have a number of varsity sports teams as well. So varsity implies that these are sports played at a competitive level. If you are interested in becoming one of our athletes, the first step in doing so is to go to godinos.com. From there, you're going to find a recruitment form. You just simply need to fill that out, and then one of the coaches would be in touch with you, and they would kind of walk you through the next steps and tell you how you would go about auditioning for one of the teams. If you're not someone who wants to play sports competitively, that's totally fine. We do encourage all of our students to get out and cheer the Dinos on. It's a great way to show school spirit, and of course to take a break from your studies and get out and do something fun. Games are free for students to attend, and a really nice incentive for you to check out some of these games while you're with us is that we have been known to give out free tuition from time to time. So you don't want to miss out on an opportunity to get some of your studies paid for, I can tell you that. All right, if you're looking to make the University of Calgary even more of a home, you may want to consider living on campus with us. So I cannot recommend living on campus enough. A lot of our international students do utilize this as an option for them, simply because it eliminates all of the stress of having to find a place to live off campus. So if you're someone who's interested in the fall 2021 intake for undergraduate admissions, essentially you would just have to make sure that you apply for residence by May 1st of 2021. And this is going to guarantee that you get a place to live for 2 years. Okay, so we have a number of different housing options available. You can go to the residence website to learn a little bit more about all of these. We also have a really incredible meal plan with some delicious and nutritious foods. But the reason that I think living on campus is a truly exceptional option is because there is such an amazing community that comes with this experience. So I personally lived on campus for over 4 years, and the friendships that I made, the experiences that I had, I wouldn't have had any of those if it wasn't for living in residence. Okay, so there's always something going on in residence, whether it be a community dinner, people might be going to see one of the sports games, even study groups, things like that. You're going to find that all within residence, and so you really can't beat having that community, and the friendships that come from it are absolutely priceless. We have a number of other really incredible supports available to students. And it's so important to mention these are available to you whether you live on or off campus. I'll highlight a couple for you, even though there's even more available than are on this slide, but International Student Services is an important one for you to be aware of as an international student. Essentially, if you were offered admission to the University of Calgary, you would be reaching out to this team, and they would support you with the process of getting your student visa. International Student Services is also a really excellent hub for international students once you arrive at the University of Calgary. So we obviously make every effort to connect you with peers all over campus, but we do understand that international students are in a bit of a unique situation. And so International Student Services will host a variety of social events just with the intention of ensuring that you guys can lean on each other and support each other in the whole process of living in a new country. The other really awesome support that I want to draw your guys' attention to is the Student Success Center. So I know for myself, I was personally a little bit worried about the transition from high school into post-secondary, just as I wasn't sure what was going to be expected of me. I wasn't really sure if my academic skills were up to par. However, little did I know that I did not need to worry about this, because there was an entire department devoted to ensuring that I felt successful in my academics, and that department is the Student Success Center. So Student Success Center is going to offer a variety of workshops throughout the year. So from on things like writing, on things like citing papers, you name it, you can reach out to the Student Success Center and they will support you and ensure that you are able to be successful in your classes. All right, the University of Calgary has been ranked amongst the world's top universities for academics. So I do want to spend the rest of the presentation kind of talking more about our programs. I feel like this is a huge reason why people do choose us as a post-secondary option. So as I mentioned, we're ranked amongst the world's top universities, and I do believe we got to this point because we have such a focus on learning that extends beyond the four walls of the classroom. So whether that be experiential learning, research-focused learning, or entrepreneurial learning, we do all of those things and more here at the University of Calgary. I am going to be touching more on experiential learning in the next couple of slides, but I did want to spend just a couple of moments talking about our emphasis on research here at the university. So we are actually ranked in the top 5 for Canadian research institutions, and there's literally hundreds of millions of dollars that have gone towards undergraduate students and their research. A really notable research project that we are involved with actually comes out of the Faculty of Kinesiology. So a quick plug for that program. It's actually the top sports science school in all of North America. And they do some incredibly interesting, really interesting things within that program. They were actually granted money from the NFL. So the NFL stands for National Football League. They were appointed the ones to study concussions for the NFL. So if you were to come to the University of Calgary and if you were to be admitted into the Faculty of Kinesiology, you would be directly involved with that research. So that's a really cool opportunity. Even if you're a student who's not overly interested in research or participating in it, being at a research-focused institution is still a huge advantage to you. What that means is that your professors are going to be experts in their field, and it of course never hurts to have professors who are very actively involved in what they're studying, or what they're teaching rather. And yeah, these professors can just really bring the information to life and ensure that you are getting the most up-to-date, relevant information possible. So as I mentioned, we have a huge emphasis on experiential learning here at the University of Calgary. So by experiential learning, I mean that any type of learning that extends beyond the four walls of the classroom. So our study abroad program is something that we actively encourage students to participate in. We do have opportunities in more than 45 countries, and we have the goal of encouraging at least 50% of our students to participate in one of these opportunities. Obviously, the program is on hold for this coming fall term, so fall 2020, just in light of the travel restrictions in place due to COVID-19. However, one thing that I can say to reassure you guys is that more often than not, students don't participate in a study abroad opportunity until they're in their 3rd or 4th year. And so hopefully by the time you guys are entering those years, this program will be back in full swing. You might wonder what this program has to offer you as an international student, considering you would already be getting an international experience by coming to Canada. Even though that is true, and we really appreciate the fact that you guys are globally minded and interested in expanding and diversifying yourselves, we still think it's extremely valuable for you to have other experiences in different countries. And the great thing about our study abroad program is that you will actually just continue to pay the same rate that you pay at the University of Calgary. It wouldn't cost you any additional fees to study abroad in a different country. All right, our co-ops and internship program is another way that we have a huge emphasis on experiential learning. So basically, co-ops and internships are 8 to 16-month programs. They are paid work experiences, and they're offered through the faculties of Arts, Science, Engineering, and Business. The reason that we offer these is really with the intention of helping to deepen students' understanding of a subject material by giving them hands-on experience, and really working to prepare them for experience or for entering their their chosen careers. Okay, so one really great thing I can say about our co-ops and internships is that we do actually interview all of the different placements, and this is essentially to ensure that these placements are going to be meaningful to you. So we don't ever want you to be entering into a work experience where you're not going to be valued, and where you're not going to be doing stuff that is completely relevant to what you're learning. So that's a really great thing, that we completely review all of these placements prior to placing any students. I can't speak specifically for every co-op or internship opportunity, but I do know that within engineering specifically, it is very encouraged that students participate in one of these opportunities. So within a couple years ago, the stat was that 75% of engineering students did participate in one of these opportunities, and of the students who applied, 100% of those students were placed in an opportunity. So that's a really, really great figure. All right, now moving into our faculties, I know this is of huge interest to a lot of you. We have 8 faculties that high school students are able to apply directly into. So these include the Faculty of Arts, Science, the Haskayne School of Business, the Schulich School of Engineering, Faculty of Kinesiology, the Workland School of Education, the Faculty of Nursing, and the Cummings School of Medicine. So I could talk for days and days about the various things that each of these faculties have to offer students. As mentioned before, the Faculty of Kinesiology is we do have the #1 sports medicine and science program in the entirety of North America. I'm personally a graduate from the Workland School of Education, so I could tell you plenty of stories about the Workland School of Education if that's of interest to you. But it is worth noting that we have numerous areas of study within those 8 faculties. So we actually have over 100 programs to choose from. If you don't know what you want to study, please don't worry. I would encourage you to do some research, just because we do offer so much. We are a truly comprehensive university, meaning there's something here that could be of interest to anybody. A couple of things that I like to highlight for international students. The one being that at the University of Calgary, and actually at most Canadian post-secondaries, you do actually apply directly into a program of interest. So what that means is that we don't have a general first year. You actually pick something that you're interested in and you apply directly into that. The other thing is that we have something called combined degrees. So basically, if you are someone who is passionate about a number of topics, or you can't quite make up your mind of what you want to study, we do have the option of combining degrees. And if you were to do that, there's actually over 200 combinations of programs, so even more choice, which is a little overwhelming, but also really exciting. So combined degrees, that can mean a couple things. So first of all, it might mean that I want to actually declare 2 majors or get 2 degrees. And I can study those things at the same time. So normally it would take 4 years to get 1 degree. With a combined degree, you can actually do 2 degrees in 5 years. We also have the option to declare minors and things like that if you're still looking to stick to 1 degree completed within 4 years. So how do you become a University of Calgary student? Well, admission to the University of Calgary is competitive, and it is based on 5 faculty-specific high school subjects. So I'm going to move into what that means a little bit more in the next couple of slides. But before I do that, I do just want to make note that here at the University of Calgary, we don't have any entrance exams that are required. So as long as you're not a student in the USA, studying American curriculum, there's no entrance exam, so we don't require SATs, we don't require ACT, anything like that. We don't require a personal statement, no references. However, there are 3 programs that do have a supplementary application. So the Bachelor of Health Science has a supplementary essay that is required, and then the Fine Arts programs also have auditions or a portfolio that are required. But all of the other programs were honestly just looking to see that you have the 5 faculty-specific subjects, and we're calculating your average based on those subjects. All right, so to go into a little bit more detail about what that means as far as the 5 faculty-specific subjects, you're able to find all of this information online, but basically each program, we're going to be looking for 5 unique subjects. So as you can see, each program has slightly different requirements. Just comparing the Bachelor of Nursing to the Bachelor of Engineering. So for nursing, we're going to be looking for English, mathematics, chemistry, biology, and then 1 additional course. You can find the list of approved courses on our website. I can definitely send you the link to that if you're having any issues finding it. If there was ever an instance where you had more than 1 course that was approved and the requirement simply just said an additional course, we would always take the course with the highest mark. But basically for nursing, of those 5 subjects, we're looking for students to have an average that's in the high 80s. So if you're lower than that, you're still welcome to apply to nursing, but we basically provide the estimated competitive average just to give you an idea of where we were admitting students in previous years. On the other hand, the Bachelor of Science in Engineering, we're going to be looking for students who present English, mathematics, calculus, chemistry, and then physics or biology. And for this program, we're actually going to be calculating your average on those 5 subjects, and the estimated competitive average is in the mid-80s. Okay, so it's a little bit different depending on what program you're interested in, but again, you can find all of these details and more on our website. I'm very happy to send you the details of that after this presentation as well if you reach out. All right, so English language requirements. So here at the University of Calgary, we do require all students to meet English language proficiency, and that is simply because the language of instruction here at the university is academic English, and we want to ensure that you are successful in your studies. There's a number of ways that you can meet English language proficiency. So the first one being to complete 3 years of English as the primary language of instruction at an accredited high school that is accredited to offer American, Canadian, or British curriculum. The second way, and this is the most common for students from Asia to meet English language proficiency, is actually to provide us with an approved English language test. So you'll notice in the middle of the slide, we have all of the approved English language tests. The most common would be IELTS or TOEFL. You'll just want to make note of what the required score is, as well as what the fact that nursing and education do have slightly different requirements from those specific tests. The third and final way that students can go about meeting English language proficiency is by completing the Academic Communication Certificate. Essentially, this is a 13-week English language immersion program that is offered through the University of Calgary Continuing Education Department. Basically, you're going to move through a number of modules and different topics in this program, and the goal is really to provide you with the English language skills you would need to be successful in one of our undergraduate programs. So we could admit you if we saw that you were we could conditionally admit you into the university if we saw that you were registered in this program, but we would be going back and just checking to see that your marks were sufficient after you had completed it. It's important to note that you do need to meet English language proficiency before you can receive an evaluation here at the University of Calgary. So if you are someone who does need to satisfy this, so say you need to register for an English test, it's definitely good to go about the process of registering for one of those tests sooner rather than later. All right, so moving into our scholarship program and how we can kind of go about funding some of our education. The really amazing thing about the University of Calgary is that we give away over $17 million annually to students, and about 40% of our incoming students receive at least one undergraduate award. We have a couple of awards that are automatic, so this means that you don't need to apply for them. So the President's Admission Scholarship is valued at $5,000 Canadian. It's available to any entering first-year student with an admission average of 95% or greater. We also have the International Baccalaureate Diploma Entrance Scholarship. So if you are an IB student, this would be for you. And that is a value of $2,000, and it's available for any entering first-year student with an IB diploma score of 35 or greater. Okay, so again, you don't need to apply for awards to be eligible for these two. A really nice incentive if you're doing super well academically, but you know you could push yourself a little bit harder, just know that you could be eligible for some significant sums of money if you do push yourself just a little bit extra. There are 2 awards applications that I want to make you guys aware of. In order to be eligible for awards here at the university, you do just need to apply for undergraduate admissions first. So basically, both of these applications for awards are going to open on October 1st. The first one to be aware of is called the Prestige Awards. Prestige Awards are all based on academic merit, and these are the largest monetary awards that we offer here at the university. Okay, so the reason I say that this is the first one that you guys should complete is because there's a tighter deadline for this awards application. So it's only open from October 1st to December 1st. So a really great idea to get this one in as soon as you can. The other awards application is called the High School Entrance Awards, and this one is actually open from October 1st to March 1st. So you do have a little bit more time to think about getting this one in. The High School Entrance Awards application is based on a number of factors, so academic merit, financial need, participation in extracurriculars, all those sorts of things are taken into consideration with that one. This is a breakdown of what you can expect to pay as a University of Calgary student. I mentioned a while back, but our tuition rates are actually some of the lowest in the country, just simply based on the fact that we don't have a provincial sales tax here in Alberta. Important to note that the figures you're seeing are dependent on a student completing a full-time studies, so that would be 10 courses in an academic year or 5 courses per term. You of course don't have to take that many courses, although sometimes faculties do have certain rules around how many courses you need to take, but costs can vary slightly there depending on how many courses you're enrolled in. A lot of these costs, so like things like books and supplies and your living expenses, these costs can really fluctuate depending on who you are as a person. So whether or not you prefer to buy used books instead of new, maybe you opt to live in a shared accommodation off campus versus on campus, depending on how much you eat, things like that. Your costs are really going to vary slightly. So if you see the total figure, we're estimating that you need to budget about 30,000 Canadian dollars. If you're worried and that seems a little bit high, just know that there are various ways that you can go about saving money. And we also did touch on a number of ways to make contributions towards your academics. So whether that be through scholarships or getting a part-time job, just know that those options do exist. All right, so I'm not going to review all of these dates and deadlines just because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much information today, but just a couple of important ones to highlight. So from an undergraduate admissions perspective, October 1st is the really important one to be mindful of. So the application for the fall 2021 intake is going to open on October 1st. The application does remain open for 5 months, so it will close on March 1st of 2021. However, it's always a really good idea to apply as early as possible. So here at the University of Calgary, we do something called rolling admissions. And what that means is that once a student's application is complete, you can actually be evaluated and offered a spot in a program. So if you were to wait until March 1st to apply, I can't guarantee that there will be space available in programs, although of course we will still evaluate your application and let you know, but just a great idea to apply as early as you can. From an awards application perspective, that application also opens on October 1st. Just remembering that the Prestige Awards deadline, so those are the awards based on academic merit, that application closes December 1st, whereas the High School Entrance Awards application will remain open until March 1st. The final date that I want to make you guys aware of is October 3rd. So essentially, October 3rd is the date that we're going to be hosting a digital open house. So digital open house is going to be an opportunity for you guys to come and experience a bit more of what the University of Calgary has to offer. We'll be doing a number of virtual campus tours so you can see our beautiful campus and meet some of our wonderful staff. There's also going to be a faculty fair and discovery session. So essentially this is an opportunity for you to come and learn a bit more in depth about the specific program that you're interested in. You'll have an opportunity to connect with faculty and have your really specific detailed questions answered at that time. All right, so that's basically it for me today. So again, my name is Michaela Tmagi. I am the Student Recruitment Advisor for students living in Asia. So if you have any follow-up questions after this presentation, please feel free to email me at asia.recruiter@ucalgary.ca. I'm more than willing to correspond with you over email, or if you would rather set up a one-on-one appointment, I can also do that as well. So again, thank you so much for joining today. I hope that I've given you guys some food for thought as far as applying to the University of Calgary. I do look forward to seeing your applications roll in just a couple of weeks here. And again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. Hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Take care.